Before we get into the video, just wanted to do a big announcement. We are doing a huge giveaway this year for Winter Ice Castle rental. $1,600 value. Count those puppies up, that's $1,100. All giveaway just for you guys. All you have to do is be subscribed to this YouTube channel. We're going to be announcing the winner on November 15th, 2023. As a bonus entry, head on over to our Instagram account, nwoutfitters.ca. Follow us there, find the post. It's a big title giveaway. And tag all your friends, share it to your story, and you'll be entered to win. Every comment on that post on Instagram counts an entry as well, so tag as many people as you can. Make sure to share it. And if you've entered already, good luck. This is a giveaway that we've been doing. This is the third year of it now. We've had 2 really awesome groups come out so far. Super excited. And I'm super happy to be able to give this opportunity to some people that might not have been able to do it otherwise. So remember, November 15th, be subscribed to this YouTube channel, head on over to our Instagram, enter as many times as you can, and I can't wait to see who wins on the 15th. Okay, so what I'm doing is I have 2 rods. One is going to be my active jigging rod. I'm just going to have a minnow head on this one. And then this one will just be my dead stick minnow rod. I'm just going to hook a live minnow from the tail, put it down on bottom, and it's going to be able to swim around. And I've got a few of each bait, so depending on which one I'm catching more with, I'm probably going to end up switching over both presentations to the same thing a little bit later. I'm assuming the active rod is going to be better if the fish are more active. But if the fish are being more finicky, this small jig with the minnow on it, swimming down there all nonchalant, is probably going to do a little bit better. So we'll see how they're biting. I got a fish down there already. Come on, come on, come on. No. The drone's flying right here. Come on. Oh. Got one. He's on it. Come on. Oh! Yes, that's right. Yeah. Okay, don't come off. Please don't come off. Oh, please don't come off. I shouldn't say that. Every time you say that, it probably comes off. You got big head shakes. I didn't want to say anything while I was coming in because I've been jinxing it every time. I've had probably 10 fish, like big fish, come in. And every time that I've said something bad happens. I can't even see. We got a heavy fish. So my whole goal was just to get one big one. It looks like we got her. Oh my god. Oh, look at that thing. Look how thick it is. Finally. Oh. That's what it came here for. That is sick. It's probably not as long as I think it is, but that's a healthy one. Oh. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna get the measuring stick it out. Look at how fat that belly is. It's my hand. I'll put her back down on that tape here. So we got, look how fat that thing is. So we got 26 and a half. Put her back. Oh, finally. Feels so good when you set the hook into one of them. Can't even talk. It feels so good when you set the hook into one like that after missing so many of them. Like you can visibly see how big they are on the live scope, but every time I set the hook, it pulled out, or it didn't, get the hook in its mouth. It just took the minnow. Oh, I'm fired up. So I've had my active bait, like my rattle trap down there for the entire night, and I was seeing a lot of fish engage with it, but nothing actually ended up biting it. I had this thing stuck into the side of the wall, just sitting there with the live minnow, because typically the less you move it, the better. But I had a fish looking at it forever, so I just took it off of the tent and I lifted it up a bit. I got a bite right away. It took the minnow obviously. But we finally got it done. We got another one down there. Try to see if we can catch one more before we go back home. But we did what we came out here to do. We got one nice bite. Okay, well, I think that's it for me for tonight. It was a pretty uneventful night. Had a few fish come in. I missed a bunch again. But I actually finally landed a nice one, which is awesome. So next time I'm going to come out here again, and we're going to get full-on redemption on all these fish. I'm going to switch up a couple of my setups, maybe switch spots a little bit, and really put a whipping on them. So thanks again for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you at the next one. Wait, don't go anywhere yet. If you've watched this video this far, you're going to get the most value out of this part of the video for sure. As you probably noticed from the beginning, I lost a lot of fish in this video. Here are the two baits that I was using. So that's the first one. That's where I had my dead stick minnow on, and then this one was my active rod. Right there. So, like I said, I was going to change my setup a little bit. I just wanted to go through and explain to you guys what that actually means. Now with these hooks, the actual hook part of the baits is really small. I think what was happening is I've been using minnows that are a little bit bigger than what I normally use. So when I put a minnow, this is going to be my demonstration minnow. When I put that minnow on this hook, what ends up happening is that hook is now pretty stuffed full with the meat from that minnow. And when one grabs it, there's not a whole lot of exposed hook to be able to set into a fish. And what ends up happening is they just rip the minnow right out of it, and you miss that fish 9 times out of 10. With the other bait, this one is what I had the most success with later in the year last year. And I love this thing. It's a really small little rattle bait, pretty small profile, but what I'm thinking is it's just not quite small enough for this early season. You usually equate an early season and late season bites to be the most aggressive, but even then, with these walleyes through the ice, I've noticed that downsizing, even the littlest bit, will make a huge difference. So I took this jigging spoon, which has a little bit smaller of a profile than this rattle bait. It's also not noisy at all compared to it, so it's a little more subtle. This spoon comes with a super tiny treble hook, so I upsized it. Here's the one that I took off just for comparison. See if I can. So there's the one I took off just for comparison compared to the new one. Now when I put that minnow head on there, that treble hook's not going to be stuffed full with the minnow head. We're actually going to have some hook points left to drive into that fish when we do get a bite. So instead of missing every other bite, we're going to be catching every other bite. And then with the other setup, in contrast to that smaller jig, what I've done is I've taken a drop shot hook that I use in the summertime, just like that. I think it's a number 1 size drop shot hook, which generally is a pretty small hook, but compared to what we were using, it's a lot bigger than this tiny little jig. So when we put the minnow on this, we're gonna have a lot more room and a lot more hook exposed. We're gonna have a whole lot more room and a whole lot more hook exposed to drive into those fish. Another thing I've done for this presentation is I've taken a drop shot weight about 12 inches up the line, and I've just crimped it on to the line to simulate like a split shot rig. I don't have any split shots, so I just use what I have, and this is gonna do pretty well the same thing. So I'm gonna get that drop shot weight down to the bottom, reel it up a full reel or two, have it, 1.5 to 3 feet off the bottom. And then what happens is this weight just hangs there and suspends. And this minnow has all of this, let's call it a leash, to swim around and act like it normally would to entice some more finicky fish into biting. So my first issue with using what I think is that I was just having issues getting fish to commit. So what I've done is I've both downsized to make it a little bit more finessey, but I've also at the same time upped my hook sizes to be able to capitalize when I do get those fish to bite, to actually come up and get through the hole. Rather than batting 1 for 10, I'm pretty certain we're going to be batting 8 or 9 for 10 the next time we go out. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're watching and paying attention for the video next week. I'm going to go out right now, put these baits to the test, and we'll see just how big of a difference these baits make. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.